Midnight Ramen is a minimally edited, live recorded podcast that takes place at midnight. Although Michael may not be consuming food, it's time to get your bowls out. It's chow time.
But I'll come back to you. Break stride, I'm sailing me. Free falling, just my enemy. Free from the things you say. It will all come back someday.
Good evening, gamers and other folks alike. I hope they're doing good tonight. Yeah, you are listening to Midnight Ramen with me, Michael. I almost said stupid shit, but we ain't dumb. We're not that dumb. We're not that gullible and stupid. If you want to watch and listen to this live, you can go to twitch.tv/MeltAlertOriginal, all one word, where not only you can watch this happen live, you can interact in the chat. I'm not reading exactly what's on chat right now. But you can interact in the chat. You can change how the show kind of goes, and yeah, you can watch this happen live unedited, and you can watch the after show, which is basically off the books kind of thing, just like chit-chatting as I'm editing the episode and getting it uploaded and stuff like that afterwards for a little while and playing games just to pass the time. Excuse me. But once that's done or whatever, you can watch the episodes on YouTube, but also on Spotify, or watch on Spotify. I know the video's on there. I think eventually it'll probably be on like Apple. I don't know. I got to get the SSM or not the SSM, whatever the ID onto there. I know you could just do it from the thing that I upload it from, but man, that shit's tough. But the thing about Spotify right now, or the ones that I have right now, is it's only happening from episode 100 onward. So, like, yeah, I mean, I gotta upload the other 99 or something, and I don't even know if it'll keep the actual release date, and then doing all the backlogging and stuff like that would be a bitch. But yeah, I don't know what else to say about that. Oh yeah, also on Spotify, and really more reason to be listening to whatever on Spotify is that what I used to do this as a radio show is just Midnight Ramen, the radio show. You can tell the difference when you're on. Is that, it's a radio show. It's a lot shorter, or usually it's mostly shorter, and all of the episodes are when I used to do this as a radio show. And it has the whole, like, what it was doing. It's more thematic, and it's clean, and it's got the playlist for each episode, like, attached into it, linked in the episode description or something like that. So yeah, it's pretty cool. I don't know what. I think I made the channel already. This is episode 149, I think. If I'm not mistaken, it's episode 149. So, next episode, starting at 150, this is actually not going to be on Melted Original, the channel. No, it's going to be on, I'm going to have to figure this out and get it to work right. But it's actually going to be on its own dedicated channel. Finally, I made the channel earlier tonight, and I'm just like, fuck. So subscribe to Midnight Ramen. I think it's just Midnight Ramen. I think it's just Midnight Ramen. I can't remember. I don't want to pull it up. But like, this episode is the last episode, unless if something changes or whatever. That's on Melted Original. And yeah. And I'm going to have to figure out if I can get the other episodes onto that one, which is my main concern right now. But I don't, man, brain no worky hurdy. So anyways, tonight's episode is going to be a little bit weird and chaotic, I think. Not really chaotic, but it's a little bit too extreme. So we're going to get a little silly in this first half. We're going to get very silly in this first half because we are recording a video. we're just ripping off the Band-Aid here, and we're recording a video. We need to do a reaction, and I'm going to just, before we even like do it, we're going to be taste testing Mountain Dew Baja Midnight here on the podcast live, and then obviously that section is going to be its own self-contained video with memes and all that other stuff on the actual regular channel sometime later. But like I don't think I really have a timeline yet. I do have some stuff, but like I could probably get it out next week. Probably. If I work on it like intensely, I could probably get it out next week. But no promises. I have not only that, but then I also have to start working on the radio show again, which I'll probably do today. And start working on some of those episodes and getting them ready. But I also, and I'm gonna get a little bit, talk a bit of some of the serious stuff right now. But like I'm just talking about my life right now. But I also need to edit the funeral for my grandparents that I had over the weekend. I have the audio recording, and thank God I have the audio recording, because like when I stopped recording on the board that I was working on, it just stopped. And when I was in church the previous Sunday, one of the main guys that does like all the audio stuff for like the recordings for the services was like, yeah, it's taking like 20 seconds now to stop the recording for a service. And I saw it happen. I'm like, dang, this took a long time. But I don't know why that is. And it had nothing to do with like the formatting of the drive itself, because the drive was like pretty much clean. So I don't know what was going on with it. It could have been like it had other, audio files on there, and it wasn't like properly formatted, even though it was formatted. But yeah. But I do have the audio recording. It's super quiet, but I am so glad that I got it recorded. It went well. I was very nervous about the music, because when I was doing the last episode, during the practice before, the band rehearsal practice before, I was mainly in charge of music and making sure that the band people were like getting their stuff and know what their music was. I was like kind of nervous because one of the singers, my cousin, didn't get the music until the practice. But luckily, everything went well. Everyone caught on and we got done in like an hour and a half, I want to say, probably less. But for 6 songs, and even at like a normal band practice, I feel like, because I've done a few like worship band practices before, even just band practice in general, like 5 or 6 songs like that, they're like 3-4 minutes in length. You're doing it multiple times, and you're doing questions and asking things in between and like checking things. That usually takes over an hour, depending on how new the songs are. But like, I think because the band got used to it and like kind of had done similar songs or knew the songs, it went a lot quicker. And that was my main concern, making sure the musicians that we had were like ready to go. But everything went great in terms of that. The audio was fine. I'm so appreciative of the people that helped out with that, and the church for doing and their part in it. But that will come back later in the episode, because there's other grim, dark stuff that I just don't want to talk about right now. We're going to keep it upbeat, but we are going to start recording the, like, even though technically this is part of the recording anyway, we're going to record the Baja Midnight segment here. So usually when I start the recording, or for a video like this, or even I feel like just a video in general, I usually start off screen So there is going to be silence in the episode, and I'm keeping it in. Like, that part's not getting edited out. Peeling behind the curtain, that part's staying in this episode because it's just funny, and I think it'll be better for the episode itself just to have the whole unedited thing in it. Because, like, it's a good behind the scenes sort of thing. But let's actually look at the... I did a little bit of research already just to make sure that I knew what I was talking about, but I'm not going to be perfect, obviously. But I just want to look over the stuff and information about, Baja Midnight, and it is pretty. So from what I'm getting from it, it is a new permanent flavor. It's not replacing Baja Blast, but it's just more of a permanent flavor at Taco Bell because Baja Blast is now not restaurant exclusive to Taco Bell. Other restaurants you have like Applebee's. I think does you got KFC, Applebee's, Which. I mean, Taco Bell has 2 now, but technically Baja Blast is available everywhere all the time. Just like I've wore like 1,000 times, but now it's like just everywhere. Now you can get it everywhere, and that's good. That was the whole goal. But I still feel like Baja Blast is so much better from the fountain. It just is. Because I feel like the one that you could just get in a can is not as great, to be honest. Or from a bottle, it's not as good as. I feel like this year it's kind of gotten worse, but it's still good, but it's gotten a little worse over time. But it's still not a bad flavor at all, and it's a good like mainstay flavor. And I think if I was to make a prediction, I think this probably is going to be okay because it's more or less replacing where is it? It says it on here on the wiki for it. I mean, it's do I already have it on here? Yes, I do. It's just like a passion fruit flavor, which we already have gotten that with Baja Passion Fruit Punch in 2023. But and there's also Passion Fruit Frenzy Down Under in New Zealand and Australia. But I think it was only for a limited time in New Zealand. I actually have some friends friends from college that are now New Zealand residents, or they live in New Zealand now. Hi to them. Hope y'all are doing well down there. Oh gosh, actually, one of them posted a picture of like a weld they did earlier today. Holy shit, it was so clean. Oh my god. It was so clean. Like, god damn. God damn. Anyways, that's what's the point. So, okay, now I found it. So this is kind of more or less the same thing. I feel like it's just the same thing as the Brisk Dragon Paradise, which is just dragon fruit. But I think the reason that they don't call it the Brisk Dragon Paradise, or they don't want to do that one, I think it's more of a branding move more than anything else. But it could be different. And honestly, I probably won't be able to tell too much. I think it looks darker. And I'll say this in the video, but like just before, I think it looks darker a little bit. Actually, maybe not. But we'll see. Oh, I'm also like coming and see when I'm recording these videos. One thing I'm always doing is like trying to come up with bits and things to make it into like an edit. So like me looking at this, I could get like a periscope like image to go over, like something like that. I think, I don't know. We'll see. But I think we should just get into it and see how it goes. Oh, if I do, I want to actually check the passion fruit frenzy real quick just to make sure that it's still a mainstay. It's not. Oh wait, no, I just checked the punch again. Son of a bitch. Oh wait, okay, it is 2012 the present in Australia. So it is widely available in New Zealand and Down Under, and it was released in Australia in 2024. Sweet. So basically, they already have it. They already had it. All right, so let's get this recording started. So again, I'm gonna be off screen for like a good solid 10 seconds, so I'm not gonna be talking. That's for the video. So instead of a white out, it should be a purple out because that makes sense. I don't know. All right, I'm back in the chair. All right, 3, 2, 1. Hey guys, we're back once again for another Do review, and this time we are reviewing the new restaurant exclusive flavor Baja Blast Midnight, or Baja Midnight. All right, I'm going to actually do that one again. I'm going to start from the top. Hey guys, welcome back to another Do review. Today we are going to be reviewing the new Taco Bell exclusive flavor Baja Midnight. Now, just a quick thing about Baja Midnight, just a brief history about Baja Midnight. It is the newest flavor. It was revealed very early on this year, and it just came out in August, and I had to self-exile myself till I could actually review this one. And the reason I'm reviewing it right now is it's midnight, and I'm doing this live on a podcast. And if you want to watch that one, you can go to... There's going to be a freeze frame right there. And but anyways, this flavor is supposedly taking over the brisk dragon fruit. Oh wait, what's it called? So this flavor, it kind of in a way is a rebranding of brisk dragon fruit paradise, but it kind of isn't. It's really hard to tell. I mean, just looking at the color of it, I mean, it looks different, but also at the same time, it looks pretty similar. So it could, like, I feel like the flavor could be entirely different. It's going to be hard to tell because, like, not to say that flavor isn't bad or the brisk flavor is, and it's not, it's going to be hard to tell because not to say that the brisk dragon fruit paradise, and it's, words are hard. And it's not to say that the brisk dragon fruit paradise wasn't a bad flavor. I just feel like it didn't get enough popularity because it was a brisk flavor. And I think this, maybe it changed it up and made it different, but I feel like it's probably going to be a little bit better and get more popularity. And I think it staying as a mainstay flavor is going to help with that. Although there have been exclusive flavors in the past. I need to, like, taps to that. Like, probably not that actual one. But today I had to get this, when I had to. So it's been about 6 hours. So it's not going to be as great. So I think on terms of grading, it might add like a couple 5 to 10 points, but I think most of the flavor is still here because the carbonation is kind of gone, but it's still there. We'll see. But I kind of want to compare it to Baja Blast just to get like a baseline to see what I'm going up against. Crap, I forgot straws. Down the hatch. Okay, that is some good Baja Blast. It's a little, just a little bit the carbonation is a little bit gone, but I think the flavor's still there. So yeah, I think I might add another like maybe 5 to 10 points, depending on what I think. Because like it honestly depends on the flavor. I like it could be very good, it could be very bad. And yeah, so why don't we just get right into it? So ooh, it's got a strong scent. It's like, oh man. It's got that lean scent. It smells like lean. It actually does smell like a little bit like cough syrup, but like whatever. Hmm. Okay. I don't know if it's because it's huh. All right. So here's the thing. It's good. Like the flavor is a lot stronger than the Baja Blast. I don't know if it's because I'm getting desensitized to it, but like it's got something. It's not as fantastic, I would say, but I do like the flavor. I do really like the flavor though. It's actually pretty nice. So, you know what? Let's give it another go. Let's give it another go. I like it. Oh, wait. Yeah, I do feel like a little bit of cough syrupness just because of I don't know if it's because it got diluted. Not diluted, but I think paired with food, I think that too has something to do with it because I feel like Baja Blast is best when it's paired up with Taco Bell. That's how it's been. And I feel like this can do that. I feel like flavor wise, it's a lot more complex and it has a lot more things to say than Baja Blast. But to each their own. I feel like it could be better or it could be worse. To me, I feel like right now it's a little bit better. I feel like it's probably because of recency bias. So you know what? Let's just try Baja Blast again. Oh, brother, this guy can't stop drinking. Hmm. Yeah, I do. Yeah. Yeah, you know what? You know what? Yeah, it is better. I feel like having it be an exclusive flavor, it's not going to be a mainstay it's not a mainstay, you can find it everywhere, every store, but it is a very good store exclusive flavor. Very good. And I think it can pair with Taco Bell probably as good, if not maybe a little bit better in certain cases, with Baja Blast. I gotta take that line again. I feel like it's a very good exclusive flavor that I don't think, yeah, or I think in some ways it can be a lot better paired with the Baja Blast. Oh wait, no, shit. What am I talking about? So I think if you pair it up with Taco Bell, I think Baja Midnight might be better than Baja Blast. And it's a good thing that it's a store exclusive. So yeah. But if I were to give it a rating out of 100, wait, no, I gotta do that monkey thing. But if I were to give it a rating out of 100, I think I shouldn't think. hmm. Okay, you know what? I got a number. But if I were, you know what? I'm gonna take that whole like thinking part all in one go. If I were to give it a rate, But if I were to give it a rating, though, I think it would be 79. 79. And I think that is adding like the 5-10 bonus. It could be a little bit better. It could be a little bit worse. It's kind of polarizing. It depends on your taste. It can be better than Baja Blast or can be worse than Baja Blast, depending on how you see things. But for a store exclusive flavor, I think it's gonna do good, and I think it probably will stand the test of time. But who knows? There were others, and they fell, and they were probably just as good, maybe a little less. But I think this can hold. I think this one can and will hold. But until next time, yeah. Wait, no, let's do a. But until next time, yeah. You know what? Yeah. Yeah, like in the middle of that record of. Okay, now we're done with the. Now we're done with the recording for that. And I like in the middle of that, I got a bot get fucking roasted. Man, it's weird too because like the way the like a funny like the trend and the meme that's been going around recently is like people like saying like robot slurs basically. I'm just gonna say like the main one is like clanker, like in comparison to, I'm not gonna say the other word, but it's like some people put a real strange strong emphasis on the R, like yeah, it may be a bit, but it's like is it though? Like I get like there's some jokes to it, and like if you know it gets to the point that we have androids and stuff like that, I don't think it's a great idea that we should probably be fucking around, because we will find the fuck out. If a lot of movies and whatever have described what AI could do, yeah, let's not fuck around, because we will find out. Yeah. I don't want to end up dead. I'm just saying. I also don't want to end up like as a human battery or some shit. But, yeah, I don't know. We should get into magic. But no, after this, it's going to get real dark real fast. Alright, it's going to get real serious. Alright, pack opening time. Yeah, we got 3 packs of Edge of Eternities. I'm still hoping to get what's the freaking mythic ship, Salthera or whatever. I want to get that one. I want that one. It'll be in this one. I feel it. I don't know why. Don't ask. I don't know why. Don't know how. If it is, chat clip that. But we'll see. Chat highlight that. My ass is sweaty because it's been so good out that like we turn it's that time of the year, kind of, sort of, not really, that we turn off the AC in the house just because like it's so good out and we had the windows open. But currently right now my windows are shut because 1, it's midnight, and 2, I'm talking. I'm like talking at midnight. Like that's the main reason I don't want to do that. So yeah, I probably should have been a little bit quiet, but give a shit. I got to take my sister to the airport like at the like in a few hours. So it's like all right, first pack. I'm just gonna go through some of the commons. Wow, the command bridge wasn't like the last card before the uncommons. Huh, I didn't know we could do that. I'm not even gonna try the name. Jellyfish Rogue, Jellyfish Infiltrator. Solthurian Voidborn. Rescue Skiff. Ooh, Nesting Grounds. That's nice. Oh, Azteli Reclaimer. It's a rare. Flying when this creature enters, return target non-creature, non-land permanent with mana value X or less from your graveyard to the battlefield, where X is the amount of mana spent to cast this creature. Not bad. And then we got Dark Endurance and a Forest. Cool. Cute. All right. Pack 2. We got a Lux Knight Breacher. Oh, wait, no. I'm not that. Hold on. I got to get to the uncommons. We got to go Code Cracker Hound. Edge Rover. Dubious Delicacy. Bygone Colossus. This is literally, I'm pretty sure, the first time I've ever seen this card. What the fuck? And then, the rare is an Arch Enemy's Charm. There's so much wording on that. I'm not reading that. Foils a Mechan's Shield Mate, and then a Swamp. Sure. I'm going to go with then the last pack. All right, so we got a Null, Terrapact Intimidator, Pulsar Squadron Ace. This is a multi-rare pack. Rare mythic pack, whatever. We got a Lumen class frigate. It is a spacecraft. It's got station, and then you put counters on it. So 2 or more creatures you control get +1/+1. And if it has 12 or more counters on it, it is a flying lifelink 3/5 creature. And then the actual rare itself is Possibility Technician. Whenever this creature or another carver you can Kavu? Yeah, Kavu. Duh. You control enters, exile the top card of your library. For as long as that card remains exiled, you may play it as long as you control a Kavu. And it's got warp. And then the foil is a Broodguard Elite. It actually looks pretty sick. Foil. And then a full art Forest. It's honestly not bad. We didn't get it, but we did get a spacecraft in that third pack, so I'm not too mad about that. Let me actually unwind my microphone. Let me not accidentally press a button and stop the recording. What the hell? All right, so where were we? Oh yeah, before we get into the dark stuff, more serious stuff, there's a lot of news going around. There are a lot of news that happened in the past few days. Like the biggest news, though, I don't know if you guys have heard, but Cracker Barrel brought back their old logo after their new logo basically lost them like $100 million in like a value or estimated value. Yeah. But also Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift got engaged, but that's not really important. That's huge. Like Cracker Barrel, like I ain't gonna lie, I like Cracker Barrel. Like goddamn, it's the first real place I got like meatloaf. I like getting into food just like randomly. Like I got into meatloaf there, and like god damn, I like meatloaf. Like that shit's good. You get a good ketchup with it, and I was like, that's good eating. Like another one I did, like, was it this year? I think I never really gave a shot to tartar sauce, and then I did once, and I'm like, what the fuck was I doing? Was I just like a child? Like, I love tartar sauce now. It's so good with fish. Like, god damn. Like, it has no right or reason to be that good. It just doesn't. It's good. and I love it. Yeah. But let's get into the shit. Oh yeah, that's actually pretty damn good. Yeah, I think 79's appropriate number. It's really dependent on. I feel like a little bit. It could be a little bit more. Could be a little bit less. But 79 is where I want to keep it. So to bring back the funeral that happened last Saturday, so it was good to put my grandparents' souls to rest. We've been planning this funeral for basically up to like 5 years, more than 5 years, because yeah, over 5 years, and like even the songs that we were making, I still have the original note of the song list here of like the ones that we wanted to do. I'm not showing what they were because like it changed, and plus my handwriting and there's like people's names on it. I don't want to show it. But like a lot of the stuff and things that were on it were changed. But one of the songs that we did was Dear Younger Me, and it was a solo that I did. It was by it's by Mercy Me, because that was one of the songs that my grandpa chose while we were in when he was in hospice, and honestly a little before he was in hospice, because he knew he was going to die, but like kind of didn't know when. But we were picking out songs and things that he wanted, and that was one of the songs that stayed. And then we put like his favorite hymn was like right before it. Actually, it was right before a bunch of readings. But that was like How Great Thou Art was one of his favorites, and I think technically, if I'm not wrong, it should have been Amazing Grace. But I think the only reason that we had Amazing Grace originally on the list because it was like, oh shit, oh fuck, we got to put this song in. But as a quick one, but How Great Thou Art went pretty well. We had the band had completely different ideas of what version of it, because it's a hymn, but also there's like multiple different bands and whatever covers of it, and we got it to work. It went well. Yeah, that was the main thing. It was good to see family again. Some I haven't seen in long time. It's crazy too, because I'm not gonna get into like whole family drama, but like my dad and his brothers, for the since my grandpa died like 5 years ago, there was a lot of discourse and things around like what to do, and it also didn't help. It was like COVID and such, but there was a lot of debacle of what we should do with their townhome, and what should we do with grandma and all this other stuff, and money things and this and that, and who's doing what, and who's doing their share, and this, like, it was a lot. And I think it kind of, once my grandma passed, I think over that like 2-month period when it went from we're planning this, I think those quarrels and that sort of debacle and whatever kind of faded away, and they reconciled more or less. I mean, it's 5 boys, 5 brothers. There's gonna be fighting, no matter what you do. But it went incredibly well, and yeah, like I even got to see some like family that I haven't seen in. Again, I think I've already repeated. It's like I've seen family that I haven't seen in years, probably even before COVID, to be completely honest. But yeah, it's cool. It's really cool. Very nice. And the amount of people that did show up. We weren't sure exactly how many. We even still, I think we had a pretty decent turnout, but even still, we had a lot of food left over. Like, even if we expected more, I feel like we could have gotten more, but like even if we did have everyone there, we still would have had food left. We just had quite a bit. I think we still have some, like, one of the foods that we have was like kind of this sloppy Joe stuff, but it's like not as sloppy, you know? It's more of the meat, and it's more of like, it's got more flavor to it. It's like sloppy Joe, but it isn't sloppy Joe. That was one of the dishes that they would make quite a bit. I don't know what it's technically called, but that was one thing that I do remember they did a lot. But we also did, my grandma had this recipe for chocolate icing that my sister had. She has it pretty close. She figured it out. She has it close, but it's very, the thing about it has to be very sugary and very grainy, but it also takes time. Like, she had me taste like a batch of it, like our first batch, and I was like, you need to add sugar. I was like, you need to add more sugar. She's like, I already added 4 cups of sugar to this. And I'm like, you need to add sugar. It needs to be like, it needs to be a little bit gritty, because once the like the frosting more or less, I don't want to say solidifies on the cake, you want it to have like that grainy, a little bit of a grainy texture to it. So it'll be grainy, but also super sweet, but still good. It's not like a sugar overload, like with like, you get like one of those sugar cookies from like a store or whatever. It's not like that. With the icing on it, it's not like that. It's lighter than that. It's similar, but it's lighter than that. It was so good. And we'd always have it on like yellow sponge cake, or, you know, just cake. It's always like yellow cake. Can't tell you why, but that together is good. I know a lot of my family has like these certain specific recipes that are just like to one or however many certain people that they know, and they know how to make it good. Like for me, it's chili. I have a very good chili recipe, and like, I experiment with it, but holy fuck. I've made it only a few times, but if I make it again, it's going to be very good. Yeah. And then during so we're getting darker now, just letting you know, the conversation is going to be talking about suicide. The upcoming conversation is going to be talking about suicide and recent events that just happened in Minneapolis on August 27th of 2025. So during the funeral itself, the other pastor to the church that we go to, and I'm not saying the church that we go to, and I want to keep their names anonymous. One of his kids on Saturday morning killed themselves. And that's a hard thing to go through, especially it's a pastor's kid too. Like, I kind of had this gut feeling going to church last week, going in the next day, and I kind of figured it. I kind of had this like, oh, I hope it's an accident. I hope, oh, it was like a heart condition or something like that, that he died in his sleep. But deep down in my gut, I don't know if it's because of I've had experience with that stuff with my own grade, like my own class, my high school class or whatever. But I knew somehow deep down that it was definitely what it was. And the red flags that I really thought it was, is that a few weeks ago, him and his dad went on a hiking trip for like 2 weeks. And the fact that it's so close to the start of school, there's a lot of change, a lot of like highs and lows. I think the timing is a little suspicious, and it's just, it sucks. It really does. There's no perfect, as a parent, it's there's no perfect playbook to how to raise a kid. And it's hard to even see the signs until it's already happened. I am lucky and blessed that I personally didn't have those problems. Not to say that I didn't have struggles in my school. I did. I really did. I almost had to leave my high school and transfer over to a different one because of the ridicule my family was getting for shit that didn't happen. It was bad. It was very bad. And I was getting behind my back gossiped about from teachers. Like petty shit. It was really disgusting. But that's besides the point. And bringing it back. I don't know exactly what the other pastor's kid was going through. He one of the younger ones. I have no idea exactly what was going on, but it sucks that he did it. It really does. I don't want to be demeaning about the idea of suicide. It's the coward's way out. I don't like that shit. There's no situation in that it should need to come to that, unless if it's I'm doing this for a greater purpose, like for war or something like that. But that's not a good, unless if it's something like that, But even then, it's don't. Your life is worth it. It's worth living. There are people, resources that you can get in contact and talk about your situation. You are never alone. You are never alone. And don't forget that. Even if the person doesn't seem interested in it, be blunt. Just be blunt. It sucks to have to be the shitty person, but man, you have to do it sometimes. And plus, if you're not feeling well, there's always someone that's willing to listen. I'm not really a great resource a lot of times. I'm very rose tinted glasses. I like to see the goodness in everyone, but I don't get it twisted that I don't see the darkness in people. Don't get it twisted. And I don't see the sadness in people. I do. It's not easy. Life is not easy. We were put on this earth for a purpose, and it's hard to find that out. I'm not gonna get too religious-y and stuff for that, but yeah, it sucked too because one of the backup vocalists was the pastor that was running the funeral service. Their kid was helping with that, all happy, cheery, knew the songs by heart, but while this was all happening, that was unfolding. We didn't even know until later that evening, and even in the email that we got, it was it was the soonest time that the pastor knew. Even though it happened in the morning, it was the soonest time that not the one that the kid belonged to, but the one that was at the funeral service and helping us out. It was the earliest that they knew and could get it out to the congregation. It's not tough. It's not easy to have to give that news, or even I really do feel bad for the kids. Their friends, classmates, you know. It really does suck. And then yesterday, Wednesday, there was a series of shootings. I mean, around Minneapolis or whatever. I mean, I hate to say it, kind of people shrugged it off a little bit, but earlier in the morning, I'm gonna be as, it may sound a little, I'm not gonna sympathize with a fucking school shooter. Some fucking psycho shot up a church, like a Catholic school, during prayer. Like, this happens, in other places around the world and other cultures and things like that, and other denominations. But the person knew, the person was part of it before. They grew up in it, and it's just the stuff they made, like a manifesto too, like a manifesto video. They had like a diary as well, but they made a video detailing the exact things, like real fucking Columbine shit. And just like a lot of hate speeches and shit like that, and just phrases and stuff like that. It's like, why the fuck are you doing this? Real just like psychotic shit. And like they definitely had some mental issues, which again, if you can, please seek help or talk to people, for God's sakes. Go outside. Go outside. Like, with all the badness going on in the world, being paranoid about it is not the way to get. Like, it's good to get concerned, but getting paranoid that everyone's, like, you're being watched 24/7, Jesus Christ. Even in the U.S., like we don't live that ass tight shit. Hell, even if you were in like like in Minneapolis, you're not gonna get caught on a fucking street cam picking your nose, more than likely. I mean, unless something actually does happen, whatever. But you're not gonna. No one's gonna see that. But like this school shooter, killed 2 kids. As of, right now, hopefully it stays at only 2. Killed 2 kids and wounded 17 others. And then, instead of, dealing with the consequences of their actions, went behind the church and killed themselves. Real cool shit. It's like, oh, we do need to find a better way to protect kids. But then you get this sort of shit. And how do you prevent that? The best way is, I think, sadly, is not to put security. It's not to put security on the kids, because like you can do ass tight, it still would have happened. Still would have happened. You could put a cop in every single school, still would have fucking happened. Put security gates and this and that, doesn't matter. Still, that shit could happen. Something can just slide past the radar, be missed. That's all it takes. Or, hell, if you only have one there, they, aren't there or sick or get taken out. Free game. Sad to say. Like, where does it end, I feel like the better way to go at it is mental health. I feel like, especially when it gets older, especially into like middle school and high school, we need to focus more on like mental health. And no, this isn't a thing about, oh, it's America. No, they got guns. Like, yes, we have gun problems, but at least we're not. I'm sorry, fucking Europe. I'm sorry that we don't have knife problems, getting mugged and getting pickpocketed. I'm fucking sorry. I'm fucking sorry. You know, we don't get, we don't have pickpockets because you fuck with the average. Like, if you're in Florida and you fuck with an average Floridian, you're gonna get your ass kicked. Some old lady and you try to mug them, you try to rob their purse. Oh, your ass is getting turned to grass. That, like, the whole video of the American, like, basically restraining the Italian pickpocket. Like, I get it's a different culture and stuff like that, but just getting caught red-handed, it's like, you don't faze me. Like, that goes hard. And that would, and the fact too is, like, also in the Olympics they had to, like, stop that, like, tell Americans to not beat up the pickpockets. It's like, then tell the pickpockets not to go after Americans. Like, you fucking stupid. Like, why are you going after them anyways? Dumbasses. But it's like, yeah, America does have a gun problem. But, like, even if you do put more regulations and stuff like that, people are still gonna get through. No matter what. Sadly. People are still gonna get through. You're still gonna have people have illegal guns. That's not gonna solve the issue. It's just straight up and down won't. I hate to say it, but that's how it is. I think the best way is we need to focus more on mental health and teaching kids and young adults and even people my age about learning to understand ourselves and to know when we need to, hey, focus. Shit's wrong with us. We need to know. We need to clean this shit out and, you know, get back in line. Get back in line with our life. Because, like, and another point about the shooter too is that they were transgender, and, like, yeah, it could be a factor, but also at the same time, it shouldn't have to be. It shouldn't have to be. Like, even back in the day, it was about gays. Shit, my uncle who passed away before even I was born was gay, and because of things, because of, you know, church or whatever experiences, I'm not getting into it. But, like, they were, other than having that, like, traumatic experiences, they're fine. They were fine. But it's like, I feel for that. I totally do. But also at the same time, what was I at? Man. Find help. Find help. God damn it. Like, I feel like that's the thing I think that we are missing in the school system is just more mental health. Like, yeah, you can get a counselor or help like that, but no, I think we need, like, a class or something to help with the psychology of our brains, to understand what we are going through and to know why we are doing the things that we do, or how to handle depression, how to handle stress, how to handle anger. Yeah, it's different for everyone, but understand that, help us know, hey, help us understand to ourselves to know that, hey, I'm depressed. Hey, I'm angry. Hey, I'm stressed. I'm anxious. And I feel like that's needs to be more important than anything else. Or that can help with it. I think obviously the genie was let out of the bottle. And Columbine is not the first one. School shootings have been a thing for a long time before that. Hell, there's I think the book is called Rage. It's by Stephen King. And the main character of the book is, a school shooter. And there's even a scene in the book where he just straight up pop executes the teacher. Yep. And and wouldn't you know, that helped with that. That aided in the numbers of that situation. It was not a good thing. And Columbine definitely did release the genie out of the bottle, make it a lot more mainstream, sadly. And then there were a lot of other ones. I think Sandy Hook is a big one. I mean, that I can think of as right now. There was someone that was like talking earlier on the radio today. It's like, oh, we haven't seen a lot of, we do all these drills. It's like, and I think the drills do help, because when I was in school, it was more about like hiding in the corner, getting away from windows. But now it's like developed to, maybe a little bit more like sacrificial, but like fighting against the shooter by disorienting them. Because I think that is a good way to go at it. Because if you can disorient them, that leaves them open for an attack. And to get them stopped, and to stop them. And to prevent further casualties, rather than just hiding in a corner and making easy targets. Because now, it sucks. Really does. It shouldn't be a thing that keeps happening. It will continue to be, sadly, but we need to focus more on getting that up, to getting ourselves mentally well to help prevent that, and to understand the emotions that we are going through can be resolved peacefully and without destruction to other people's lives and our own. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to stop with all that dark stuff. I'm just checking my phone because I heard some ringing on it. Okay. We're good. So, I need to give me a couple seconds to like chill, because it's just really dark, man. Really fucking dark. Okay, that's what that was. So, if you want to watch this happen live, you can go to twitch.tv/MeltLikeOriginal, all one word, where you can interact in the chat, change how this goes, and all that other stuff. But watch this happen unedited, whatever. But you can watch the after show. Yeah, that's just like off the books, and once it's gone, it's gone. What else? Oh yeah, the edited episodes appear on YouTube and Spotify starting next week. It's actually going to start on its own. This is going to be on its own separate channel. Melted Like Original on YouTube will still be its own channel, but Midnight Ramen is going to be its own channel, and you can watch every eventually you'll be able to watch every edited episode there. And yeah, excuse me. Yeah. I'm trying to think what else. Oh yeah, Spotify. On Spotify, there's also Midnight Ramen, the radio show, which I used to do back in college. It's the 5-year retrospective of each episode, and every episode is clean, heavily edited, heavily edited because it's radio stuff, and it's got a playlist for each episode is a lot more kind of more or less has thematic, and it has a playlist for the music that was on each episode as close to what it is. Some I feel like sometimes I have to change the music because like I say one song, but in the actual recording itself I play a different one, which is so weird about that. I talked about it time and time again, but like when I did it as but when I was at the station, it was kind of hard to tell what track was which because we got it before they were officially released a lot of the time, and trying to figure which track was which sometimes didn't really come that easy. So it's like we would rate certain songs better than others just because, oops, the title, the listing on the thing that we got is wrong. Like I know it's happened, I think a time or two. But yeah. But I think what definitely helped is that some songs had timers on it, so like it showed the time, and it actually did, like, if one was off, you would just be, hey, this song is 3 minutes and 13 seconds. But the number, when you got to like track 2, it was like a completely different number. It's like, okay, so I need to go to this one I'm on track 4 now, and that says 3 minutes and 13 seconds. So that's something that happened on there. But it's crazy that the episodes are now 5 years old. It's really weird to think about that. Also, I just thought of another sad thing. I can't remember. It's been another 5-year anniversary. Again, talking about what I was talking about earlier, and I forgot about it, but also I kind of remembered it now, and I'd rather talk about it now. A friend, and I mentioned earlier before when I was like talking about, I know it from my classmates. I wasn't super close with them. I'm not gonna lie, but one of my friends, I'm not gonna say his whole name, but I'll say his name. Ty took his life 5 years ago. I can't remember exactly when, but it was around this time. And he was adopted, or he had adopted parents, and around the time of his death, he met his like his birth biological mother, and I think there was a lot of things going on at the time. I think he had some identity stuff. I mean, the revelation with his mom, I think something happened with him and his mom, and just like personality wise, I think something happened, and man, it sucks. I'm not showing it as much as I did, or as because it's been 5 years, and plus but I had some good memories with him too. It really sucks. It never gets easy. Or wait, yeah, it never gets easy. But it never goes away, but it gets easier over time. It really does. And I think with it being the COVID lockdown and having to be isolated, I think that's a huge factor that went into it too. A huge factor. That's why call the hotline, 1-800. I can't remember off the top of my head, but it's literally a Logic song. Call that number. Talk to a friend. Talk to anyone, please. Well, 2 classmates technically of mine did do that. Well, Ty and another one that did it last year, I believe. Nolan. I think same thing there too. I'm sorry that I'm doing this at the end of the episode. I really should have done it earlier, but next month is Suicide Awareness Month. I do really hold that strong. Mainly because of Ty, too, especially. And not to say that, like, in my own family, that hasn't happened, but, you know, it can. It's not impossible. And I don't want it to happen. But, yeah. Shit. Breathe. Breathe. Thank you to Grains for the use of their theme song. Used to it off of the album The Call. They're doing I don't know what it is, like a pub crawl. I've no, it's like a weird hot dog thing. They're playing in like Grand Forks, I think. I don't know. I probably would go to it, but like it's also in Grand Forks, but it's also like it's really weird, and I don't really get what the fuck is going on. So that's their next one. They did like I already talked about the concert that got canceled like 2 weeks back. So that sucked. But yeah, I can't believe that whole conversation when I was talking about suicide right there. I had this drink in my the entire time. What the fuck? Oh, I shouldn't be dragging this out too long, but yeah. Thank you guys listening and doing what you do and all that other stuff. And it may not be midnight here anymore, but it is midnight somewhere else. So until it becomes midnight here once again, I will see you later. But until then, oh wait, after this episode, I'm going to be 27. Shit. So next episode, I'm going to be 27. I'm going to be 27. But till, yeah. Do you want to know other stuff? But as I look at the time, it's not midnight here anymore. Yeah. As I look at the time, it's not midnight here anymore. But it is midnight somewhere else. So until then, talk to people. Be kind. Be cool. And bye-bye.
Scared, but now I'm used to it.